What if I told you every motivational video you've ever watched has been lying to you? Not on purpose, but they've been selling you a spark when what you really need is a fire. We all have that dream, right? That burning desire to build something meaningful, to be someone. But you watch the videos, you feel the hype, and then nothing changes. Why? Because you can't build a skyscraper on a burst of inspiration. You need a foundation. And until you grasp this one simple, brutal truth, all the motivation in the world won't move you an inch. If you're tired of the cycle, then stay with me. This story might just be the key you've been searching for. In a town nestled between rolling hills, a young man named Ethan was drowning in dreams. He wanted a life less ordinary, a story worth telling. He consumed inspiration like air, scrolling through motivational speeches, highlighting quotes from successful icons, and filling his mind with epic tales of victory. He would slam his laptop shut, eyes blazing, and declare, tomorrow, I'll study for 6 hours straight. Tomorrow is the day my new life begins. The sheer thought of this future version of himself was a drug, a thrilling rush of dopamine that made him feel invincible. But that feeling was a ghost. It would haunt him for a day, maybe two, before vanishing into thin air, leaving him right back where he started, sinking into his old couch, buried under a mountain of excuses and the quiet shame of another broken promise. This cycle of trying, failing, and trying again was grinding his spirit down to dust. He was frustrated, confused, and starting to feel hopeless. Then, one afternoon, he ran into his old friend Ben. Ben was different. He didn't seem to run on hype. He operated with a quiet, steady rhythm, like the turning of the earth. He woke up with the sun, followed a simple plan, put in the work, and got a little better every single day. Ethan stared at him, bewildered. How, Ben? How do you do it? Ethan's voice was laced with desperation. Where do you find the motivation to stay on track, day in and day out? Ben offered a knowing smile. That's the secret, Ethan. I don't run on motivation. I run on discipline. Ethan's brow furrowed in confusion. But isn't motivation the engine? Isn't that the fire that drives you to succeed? Ben just shook his head slowly. Meet me at the old riverside tomorrow, just before dawn. There's someone I want you to meet. The next morning, in the cool blue light of pre-dawn, Ethan found Ben by the water's edge. Nearby sat an old fisherman, his hands gnarled like the roots of an ancient tree, his gaze holding the patient calm of the river itself. Ben gestured toward the old man. Grandpa, would you mind sharing that story you once told me? The one about discipline? The fisherman turned his weathered face to Ethan, and a warm smile crinkled the corners of his eyes. You see this river, son? He began, his voice a low, gentle rumble. Every single day, I am here at this exact hour. It doesn't matter if the wind bites, if the rain falls, or if the sun beats down. I cast my net. I wait. I work. Some days my net is full. Some days it's nearly empty. And some days I catch nothing at all. But my routine never changes. Do you have any idea why? Ethan paused, considering it. Because you have a passion for fishing? The old man let out a soft chuckle that sounded like stones tumbling in the river. No, boy, this is my duty. If I only came when I felt like coming, I wouldn't be here most days. If I only came when the weather was perfect, my family would often be hungry. I don't wait to feel right. I have my discipline. That is what I trust. Ethan hung on every word as the fisherman continued. Motivation. It's a lightning strike. It lights up the whole sky, makes you feel alive, but just as quickly it's gone, and you're left in the dark again. Discipline, though. Discipline is the small, steady flame you build yourself. It burns day and night, in storm or in stillness, and it keeps you warm. He then pointed a rugged finger at a cluster of tall bamboo swaying nearby. You ever hear the story of the Chinese bamboo tree? Ethan admitted he hadn't. The fisherman's eyes seemed to look back in time. A farmer plants a seed. He waters it. He makes sure it gets sun. He protects it. A full year passes, and nothing breaks the surface. His neighbors tell him he's a fool, wasting his time on dead earth. The second year comes and goes. Nothing. The third. The fourth. Still, the farmer tends to the soil without fail. A flicker of light danced in the old man's eyes. Then, in the fifth year, something impossible happens. In just 6 weeks, the bamboo explodes from the ground and grows 90 feet tall. 90 feet. Do you understand how? Ethan's eyes were wide with wonder. It was growing roots the whole time, wasn't it? The fisherman nodded, a deep satisfaction on his face. Exactly. For 4 long years, it was building the foundation necessary to support its incredible height. If that farmer had given up in his frustration, that miracle would have remained buried in the dirt. Discipline is just like that. You won't see the results for a long, long time. But if you trust the process, if you keep watering the seed, one day you will touch the sky. In that moment, something inside Ethan shifted. A lifetime of chasing fleeting feelings of motivation seemed so foolish now. He had been demanding a harvest without ever tending to the roots. He finally understood. Discipline was the real work. Discipline was the real key. From that day forward, Ethan's life had a new blueprint. He stopped waiting for the lightning strike of inspiration and started building his own small, steady flame. He created a simple schedule and he stuck to it. When his mind screamed, "Not today," he still sat down to study. When his body felt heavy and tired, he still put on his running shoes. When the warmth of his bed called to him in the morning, he still rose before the sun. The days bled into weeks, the weeks into months, the months into years. Slowly, almost without him noticing, Ethan transformed. He became a pillar in his community, a man known for his wisdom and his quiet strength. And whenever a young, aspiring person would come to him and ask, "What's your secret? How do you stay so driven?" he would always smile, that same knowing smile of the old fisherman, and say, "Motivation is a visitor. It comes and goes as it pleases. But discipline lives with you. If you can show up and do the small things, again and again and again, the big results will take care of themselves." Success isn't one giant leap. It's 1,000 tiny steps, taken every single day. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It will never come. Start walking. Your future is built by what you do today. If this story resonated with you, show some love by hitting that like button. And more importantly, share in the comments what this story taught you. We'll see you in the next one.